Good afternoon. Welcome to Gotel News at noon. My name is Mohammed El Yaqub. The headlines. Scores feared dead in a suicide car bomb explosion in Kano. All Progressives Congress APC wins all seats in Kano Council polls. Nigerian Customs commences the implementation of new vehicle import tariff. A car laden with improvised explosive devices Sunday evening exploded in Sabongari area of Kano metropolis. Scores were feared dead and many others, including children, were injured in the explosion, which occurred around 9 p.m. Residents said the car, which was earlier parked along Middle Road by Gold Coast, exploded few minutes after the driver joined a waiting tricycle. The last time one bomb exploded in the state was in July last year, and it happened in the same Sabongari area of the state. Sunday's blast comes as the Nigerian authorities continue to search for more than 200 schoolgirls abducted over a month ago. The UN Women Executive Director, Ms. Fumzile Lambo Nguchuka, on Sunday reiterated UN's commitment to helping Nigeria rescue the abducted schoolgirls, saying there was no alternative to girl-child education. Lambo Nguchuka said this when she paid a solidarity visit to the Federal Government Girls College Abuja. She said that the visit was necessary as a UN agency on women and children to join the world to call for the release of the girls. While condemning the act, Lambo Nguchuka said that Nigerian girls deserved the best, saying acts of kidnapping and terrorism was unethical and un-Islamic. She encouraged the girls not to be discouraged about education as a result of the abduction, saying that the UN system was collaborating to continue to empower women and girls. The executive director thanked traditional and religious leaders who were taking stands against the abduction, saying their efforts. The All Progressives Congress APC has won all the chairmanship and councillorship seats in Saturday's council polls in Kano State. This is contained in a statement signed by Chairman of Kano State Independent Electoral Commission, Dr. Sani Malamfashi, on Sunday in Kano. The statement indicates that the APC won all the 44 local government chairmanship and the 484 councillorship posts in the state. 19 parties contested the election, although only the APC and the PDP contested all positions. Meanwhile, the PDP in Kano State has rejected the outcome of the local government election. Malam Ibrahim Shekarau, a former governor and chieftain of PDP in the state, announced the rejection on Sunday while addressing newsmen in Kano. Shekarau said that the state electoral body failed to conduct a free and fair poll. He said his party had evidence of electoral malpractices during the exercise. He said that the PDP would go to the court to defend the principles of democracy as enshrined in the Constitution. Shekarau, however, urged residents and party loyalists not to engage in any act that may breach the peace, adding that the Constitution will be used to correct all the flaws. The Borno government on Sunday said it had sponsored 50 students to India on irrigation agriculture. A statement by Malam Isa Gusau, special advisor to Governor Kashim Shettima in Maiduguri, states that it was part of the state government's approach to fight the menace of insurgents. The statement indicates that the students left Nigeria for India on Saturday on board an Ethiopian airline in Abuja. It says that Governor Kashim Shettima addressed them at Ogbe Farms in Kuje Area Council of the Federal Capital Territory. Shettima said the beneficiaries were selected across the 27 local government areas of the state for even spread. He said that the trainees were to undergo a 3-week train-the-trainers course on irrigation equipment installation, effective utilization, and maintenance. The governor said that after returning, they would train farmers across the state. He said the training became necessary because his government had since discovered that, in addition to misguided beliefs, insurgency thrives because of joblessness, hopelessness, and extreme poverty. The Tinkan Command of the Nigerian Customs Service says it has started implementing the 35% duty on imported vehicles as directed by the federal government. In a statement signed by the command's public relations officer, Mr. Chris Osunko, The command said that fully built unit FBU cars under HS code 87.03 would also attract a levy of 35%. The command, however, said that vehicles whose bill of lading was dated not later than 31st March and arrived before June 30th would attract the old duty. It said that such duty would be irrespective of the date of opening of Form M and letter of credit. According to the command, used vehicles will be imported at 35% duty rate without levy till June. However, Mr. Chuks Kaniku, General Secretary Association of Nigerian Licensed Customs Agents, vowed to continue to protest the sudden implementation of the policy. Some lawyers in Lagos on Sunday expressed mixed feelings on the recommendation by delegates at the ongoing national conference for a part-time unicameral legislative system for the country. While some schools of thought were unanimous in the view that a unicameral system would open the floodgates to autocracy, others argued that the system was more representative in nature and cheaper to run. It could be recalled that the Committee on Political Restructuring and Forms of Government at the National Conference made the recommendation in Abuja on May 13. The co-chairman of the committee, Alhaji Mohammed Kumaila, said that the decision reflected the two factors of population and equality of states so that no segment of the nation would feel neglected. It was agreed that representation at the National Assembly should be on representation of 50% on the basis of the population of each state and 50% on the basis of equality of state. A lawyer with the Minister of Justice, Mr. Aminu Alilu, told NAN that although a unicameral system would reduce cost of governance and promote unity of purpose, its demerits far outweigh any of its merits. He argued that Nigeria's democracy could not thrive effectively under a unicameral legislature, as there is a high possibility of autocratic decisions emerging from such a system. A human rights activist, Mr. Mike Dugari, was of the opinion that a unicameral legislature was the most suitable for the country. He argued that it was faster and cheaper to maintain, saying it will help reduce the cost of governance. To conclude Gotel News at noon, a quick look at some of the major stories. A car loaded with improvised explosive devices Sunday evening exploded in Sabongari area of Kano metropolis. Scores were feared dead and many others, including children, were injured in the explosion which occurred around 9 p.m. The All Progressives Congress, APC, has won all the chairmanship and councillorship seats in Saturday's council polls in Kano State. This is contained in a statement signed by the chairman of Kano State Independent Electoral Commission, Kansiak, Dr. Sani Malamfashi, on Sunday in Kano. It was also on the news that the Tinkan Command of the Nigerian Customs Service, NCS, says it has started implementing the 35% duty on imported vehicles as directed by the federal government. In a statement signed by the command's public relations officer, Mr. Chris Osunko, the command said that fully built unit cars under HS code 87.03 would also attract a levy of 35%. That has been Gotel News at noon.